The United States seized 1.9 million barrels of oil on December 10th.
We're going to keep it. We're keeping it.
Where's it? Are we going to sell it or put it in the strategic
Maybe
oil
we'll sell
reserve?
it. Maybe we'll keep it. Maybe we'll use it in the strategic reserves. We're keeping it. We're keeping the ships also. Yeah, please.
Sir, have you spoken to American oil companies that have had their assets seized about what a post-Maduro
Yes.
Venezuela would mean for them, of what coming back and restarting
all
operations?
the big ones, yeah. I have. Yeah, please.
What's up, everybody? Tonight we're talking about everybody's favorite orange man, the ups, the downs, and the alls arounds. Buckle ups, hot dogs, and tacos. I'm Scott. This is the OTPH Show. Sorry I'm late. Now let's do the damn thing.
$1.9 million barrels of oil on December 10th.
We're going to keep it. We're keeping it.
Where's it?
That's why we love Trump.
Put it in the
That's
strategic.
why we
Maybe
love
we'll
Trump.
sell
We
it.
love the
Maybe we'll
data
keep
centers,
it.
Trump, but we
Maybe
do love
we'll
you,
use it
buddy.
in the strategic reserves. We're keeping it. We're keeping the ships also. Yeah.
Yeah, just so you know, oil prices are highly, aren't based off of the president. There's not really much he can do about it. Obviously, with the Strait of Hormuz being, blocked up right now, they might have gotten a deal. One day they got a deal done, the next day they don't. So I'm not holding my breath about it. But in all actuality, Trump doesn't have anything to do with the oil prices, but he can also have contingency plans like cutting the federal tax, gas tax, which he's planning on doing. Also, bumping up petroleum reserves and production here in America. So bring back drilling here in America. What a surprise. It's a fucking no-brainer, but these liberals.
Sir, have you spoken to American oil companies that have had their assets seized about what a post-Maduro
Yes.
Venezuela would mean for them, of what coming back and restarting
all
operations?
the big ones, yeah. I have. Yeah, please.
That was awesome. Plus, we have all that oil that we took from Maduro, which was awesome. But I mean, growing pains suck, people. I'm not going to sit here and say that everything that Trump's doing, I approve of. I don't approve of these data centers. I don't approve of the new war. But everything else, I mean, he's batting 1,000 on. Sorry, just because everybody gets all butthurt because they're not getting every fucking thing that they want. I think the one thing that would make me be like, all right, I'm all done with this is if we keep seeing AI data centers pop up all over the fucking place, ruining our wildlife. I think that would be the thing that would be the final nail in the coffin for me. But overall, Trump doesn't have anything to do with the oil prices. You see what I'm saying? He can try to use tools in his toolbox to levy the prices to go down. But other than that, it's not really much he can fucking do about it. It's up to these oil tycoons to stop trying to rake us over the coals. Or here's an idea. How about we go back to minding our fucking business and taking care of ourselves? That's a fucking no-brainer right there, which, again, I think could be a possibility in our future, that we are going to be shut off from the rest of the world for a little bit because everybody's going fucking crazy. Everybody is going crazy. Something big is going to happen, ladies and gentlemen. And we got front row seats here at the OTPH Show, Raw Steel and Sex Appeal. Thanks for being here with me this evening. Let's get on to this next video. Now, there is a video that's been circling around on the internet about Trump, back in the 80s. Would he ever run for president? I remember watching a clip a long time ago where he was talking to Barbara Walters, and he also talking to Oprah before she decided to lose all that weight and make herself look like Sloth from the Goonies. But, he was talking, people were talking to him about it a long time ago. I'm sure it was always in the back of his head, but who wants this kind of responsibility? Everybody wants the man to die. For whatever fucking reason. He's Hitler 2.0. It's like, shut the fuck up. You guys are so dumb. All right, let's watch this.
President of the United States.
I really don't believe I would run him.
I have no intention of running for president. 5% of what they're making, it's a joke.
This sounds like political presidential talk to me, and I know people have talked to you about whether or not you want to run.
Holy shit, that's when Oprah looked normal before she sold her soul to the devil. Look at that.
Probably not.
I am officially running
for President of the United
Yeah, it
States.
was awesome when he said that.
Donald Trump will not become president.
Look
Donald
at him
Trump
flip
is
the
not
fuck
going to be
out.
president of the United
And everybody said it. And this is why I don't root the guy out. This is why I don't root Trump out, because everybody said he was not going to be president. Everybody said that. And the only time he should have been in 2020, call me an election denier. Shit, they're going to call me a fucking, anti-tech bro, whatever, pretty soon enough. So whatever the fuck ever, I don't care. But when it comes to Trump pulling shit out of his ass, dude, like he does pull things out of his hat, man. This is why I don't doubt the man. I never underestimate Trump, because he's always got an ace up his sleeves. That's why I love the man. And plus, on top of being attacked, viciously attacked, okay, not only being shot at, okay, got shot in the ear, people trying to take his life, people shooting up the White House, people trying to ruin his businesses and his family's businesses and everything, running him through the mud. A lot of people are like, oh, it's a humiliation ritual, whatever the fuck you want to call it. I don't care. What I do know is that man took a bunch of shit for the American people. That's why I'm not doubting Donald Trump. That's why I'm still rooting for him. Not everything that he does, by the way. I don't root for everything that he does. That would make me a fucking cuck, and I'm not one of those people that think that everything that he does is amazing, because I don't like the war and I don't like these data centers. And I most certainly don't like the surveillance in the cars. That's another overreach of the government. But we'll get to those hurdles as we get to them. I mean, to sit here and say that the man wants to do all these bad, horrible things. I mean, look at how much bad and horrible things have happened to him. It's just, leave a comment.
States.
I continue to believe Mr. Trump will not be president.
Has called Pennsylvania for Donald Trump. This means that Donald Trump will be the 45th president of the United States.
And he pissed everybody off.
Of the United States.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations, Mr. President.
And he most certainly did.
CNN projects Joseph R. Biden Jr. is elected the 46th president of the United States, winning the White House and denying.
And then we had
President
that
Trump
huge,
a
and then,
second term.
then we had the Fedsurrection, after that, where everybody's like, oh yeah, Trump incited a riot, which was proven wrong a bunch of times, but yet they still sit here and call it an insurrection when it wasn't. And it's still being investigated, too, to make sure that there wasn't feds dressed in plain clothing during the insurrection. Okay. So, I mean, it just, we're taking it back, ladies and gentlemen. Growing pains suck. Okay. Remember when you were a kid and you were turning into a teenager and you wake up in the middle of the night and your legs just fucking hurt so bad, and then there wasn't nothing that could happen? There was nothing that you could do. Is just deal with the fucking pain. That's what's happening right now here in America. Okay. And a lot of us have a hard time understanding what is corruption and what is good for us, because we've been so desensitized to corruption. We haven't even touched New Hampshire or well, actually they dabbled a little bit in Maine, because Janet Mills likes to run her mouth to Trump, thinking that David Spade likes to run her mouth to Trump, thinking that she's a tough guy or something, even though she's losing her job as governor because she's a fucking idiot. With the average property tax being like 12% on top of having a state income tax and multiple other taxes too. So, we're doing great. Batting 1,000, cutting red tape. That's what we need to do, is we need to cut red tape. And as far as it goes for, this whole fraud thing alone, I mean, Stephen Miller was talking about the other night, if we investigated all this fraud and rolled it all back, you would see where all of our debt went to. You would see where all of our debt went to. All $37 trillion, not the money that Trump just recently, added on top, but you would go and you would look back and you would see that the fraud is what compiled this massive debt that's going to be handed down to our children's children, for Christ's sake. And nobody's doing anything but President Trump, in my opinion. Nobody's done anything but President Trump. Okay.
Households are paying nearly $10,000 more every year.
In order to make America great and glorious again, I am tonight announcing my candidacy for President of the United States.
President Joe Biden has just announced that he is dropping out of the 2024 presidential race.
Yeah, and then they just stuffed in this fucking cackling hyena because, you know, this is how much Democrats love the voting process and, you know, the process of our Constitution. They just stuffed this fucking hyena up here. And like, yeah, this is going to be our next president. What, you don't like women? You don't like women of color? What? Well, you got a problem with a woman that's black? She's going to be the first black female president? It's like, what fucking fever dream do you live in, buddy? This lady can't even tie her own shoes without falling over. Are you fucking kidding me? She's Nancy Pelosi with a fucking skin job.
Accept your nomination.
The Fox News decision desk can now officially project that Donald Trump will become the 47th
it's not going to be easy
of the United States.
Nothing worth having comes easy. Anybody knows that, right? So, like, if you are overweight and you want to look like Arnold Schwarzenegger, well, you're going to have to work really hard to look like Arnold Schwarzenegger. Not Arnold Schwarzenegger now with the titties and everything. Not that. No, I'm talking like 80s Arnold. Okay. I'm talking fucking Last Action Hero Arnold. Okay. If you want to look like that, Sylvester Stallone, you know, one of these fitness Instagram people, you know, that's going to require a lot of hard work. It's going to require a lot of sore muscles and pain and a lot of getting your happy ass out of bed and just dragging your dick to the gym to make sure that you turn out looking the way that you want to be. And it takes a lot. It's a lot. It's going to suck, but we gotta stand together, just like these data centers. I keep bringing it up, but it's a real fucking problem. We all came together, left and right, came together and said, this is a no-go. That's a beautiful thing about our country, is that we love our wildlife. We're like, didn't we just go from fucking, like, you know, fucking climate change and global warming to now we're going to have these fucking massive monstrosities called data centers just plopped in the middle of fucking wetlands, wherever the fuck they want to put them. It just makes no sense. Makes no sense. The other thing that pisses me off too about Trump, and again, you know, I love President Trump. He's the greatest president of my lifetime. I'm not giving up on him. But the other thing that pisses me off is he goes and he says, these fucking windmills, all that they just bother my eyes. Oh my God, I cannot wait. They're going to get rid of them day one. On day one. You remember that too? That's another thing. On day one, I promise, on day one. It's like, Trump, just shut up. We know that you're not going to be able to get everything done on day one. Okay. And we also know that the windmills are just as ugly as the solar farms and just as ugly as these fucking data centers. That every businessman from here to Ohio, from here to fucking Hanoi, want to try to convince you they're good. They're not. They're not good at all. They're not good at all. They destroy everything and everything around it. It's going to be just, I just find it funny that these people think that it's okay to destroy the earth for maximizing profits. I just, you know, it reminds me of Captain Planet. Anyways, back to the video.
Kamala, you're fired. Get out of there. You're fired. So to every parent who dreams for their child and every child who dreams for their future, I say these words to you tonight. I am with you. I will fight for you, and I will win for you.
You know what, Mr. Trump? I still believe in you. I haven't given up, sir. You know, and if you haven't, leave a comment. Let me know what you're thinking. I always want to know what you're thinking. And this is another thing, too, that makes me think that, you know, this whole thing that Trump doesn't care about us. He's selling us out to, you know, you hear it. He's selling us out to his donors. He's selling us out to Israel. He's selling us out here. He's blah, 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 blah. Well, there's a lot of people that were kicked out of the swamp that are not coming back, by the way. And I'm going to do up a follow-up on that. Post it in the community tab so everybody can fucking see the list of people that are not coming back. So the swamp's being drained. You know, he opened up IRA accounts and he's trying to restructure, you know, retirement for Americans. So, I mean, I'll let Scott Bassett do some more talking. He's way better at it than I am.
Exciting day. I think that I am here to announce the biggest merger in history, merger of Main Street and Wall Street. An entire generation of Americans is about to learn in the most life-changing way possible how even small contributions can become generational wealth. And it's all thanks to President Trump.
And this is brilliant. This is brilliant. Setting your kids up for success after they've been, I mean, they're literally being fucked over by the system. And Trump realizes that. And that's why he set up these kids. The Trump Account for Kids is a program that gives every kid under 18 a federally seeded $1,000 investment account structured like a custodial IRA, letting families invest earlier with tax advantages and growth. So, I mean, it's a fucking home run. You should sign up.
Trump accounts are the president's gift to the American people. They represent perhaps the most.
You want to give the American people a true gift? You want to give the American people a true gift? Don't put up these fucking data centers. 1, 2, stop this fucking war. And 3, let's make our country fucking great like you promised, okay? And let's do something about J.D. Vance, even though he did a chest bump with somebody earlier today. But anyways, let's go.
Modern times, and they are shaped by a simple vision. Every American a shareholder. When every American owns a share of the most powerful economy on earth, every American will benefit from our nation's growth. Every American will capture a portion of the productivity gains brought about by AI, robotics, and other world-changing technologies. And every American will be invested in the free market system and, most importantly, its continued success. Trump accounts are not a government program. They are a radically new platform that returns us to a social contract anchored in individual ownership where everyone starts life on an investing journey by giving each newborn citizen a material stake in the American dream. Today,
we're setting kids up for failure. I mean, not for failure, for success. Sorry, not for failure. Of course, not for failure. We're giving them a seeded fucking custodial IRA that you can contribute to and also claim on your fucking taxes. It's a win all around. Like, you know, I don't know. Let's leave a comment. Let me know what you're thinking. I want to know what you're thinking.
38% of American adults do not own stocks. But with Trump accounts, over time, we can get that number to 0. There are 4 ways Trump accounts will be funded. First, through an initial $1,000 seed from the government. Second, through the donations of parents, friends, and employers. Third, through the generous donations of wealthy Americans and philanthropic organizations. And fourth, through donations from state governments. Let's start with the government seed. Thanks to President Trump, eligible children born between January 1, 2025 and December 31, 2028 will receive a $1,000 contribution from the Treasury Department that will immediately be invested in an index fund.
That's sick.
To claim this investment, most families need merely check a box on Form 4547, the most aptly named tax document of all time.
4547, baby. We love it. We love it. And I mean, I think tell me Trump's not batting for us. You know? Oh, it's a setup. Why? I'm not saying that the government is always here to help, but, you know, again, which leads me back to my last statement that I made before with, you know, we've just been so desensitized to corruption that we wouldn't know what, you know, somebody that was doing something good for us, we would think that they were trying to get one up on us. That's what the main consensus is here in our country is that everybody thinks that the government is trying to get one up on you, whether you're a right wing or a left wing. Neither one's wrong. But Trump is not trying to do it. I just don't see it. Everybody points out, oh, well, what he said that. And then you go and you do your investigation. You look a little bit further, you know, into what really actually happened. Sorry. And it comes to find out it's just a whole bunch of, selective wording, like Trump exempting himself from tax audits. That's not true. That's not true. He just made it more difficult for people for the IRS to audit him and his family because of what happened to him and his family, where some rogue fucking IRS agent decided he was going to leak out Trump's tax information, which is illegal. Sorry. So it's just one of those things. Like, there's something way bigger happening here. I think that Trump is just trying to get people to show their hand so then he can nail down what he needs to nail down and see the targets ahead. That's what I see. That's what I think. What do you think? Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you're thinking. Let's go.
In my other Gitmo video where Trump said, quote, "We're going to load it up with some bad dudes," end quote. And this is after Obama and Biden promised to close Gitmo, but failed miserably. They wanted it closed because they didn't want to spend the rest of their pathetic lives there.
This morning I watched President Obama talking about Gitmo, right? Guantanamo Bay, which by the way, we're
going to load up.
Which we are keeping open. And we're going to load it up with some bad dudes, believe me, we're going to load it up.
Section 1045 states, extension of prohibition on use of funds to close or relinquish control of United States Naval Section, Guantanamo Bay, Cuba. So this tells us they are not allowed to close Gitmo, put into law, therefore Biden would have never been able to close it. Section 1046 states Chief Medical Officer at United States Naval Station, Guantanamo Bay, Cuba. So that may be a new medical officer for the new hospital at Gitmo, which I'm going to make a separate video just on the new buildings. So keep a lookout for that. Section 1046.
That's just wild. Did anybody know that? I didn't know this.
Is relative to Gitmo. It states independent assessment on gender and countering violent extremism. So this could be them keeping an eye on the trans terrorists and other domestic terrorists, which I would mention Antifa, BLM, for example. They could be sent to Gitmo as well.
Hassan Piker. I don't know if you've heard, but Hassan Piker is being investigated for, his involvement with going to Cuba and promoting communism down in Cuba, which is fantastic. The entire country is having rolling blackouts, but, they can go down and party and celebrate with, communist dictators and, meet a whole bunch of communists down there. It's quite all right. They're living a life of luxury. Meanwhile, there are people in hospitals on ventilators dying. They don't care. They don't care.
This gets interesting because it mentions extensions of the John S. McCain National Defense Authorization Act dating December 31st of 2019 to December 31st, 2020. I'm like, why in the world would Trump name this after John McCain? And just a quick recap, McCain was a treasonous traitor to our country, and I'm thinking Trump used him as an example to these demons and doing a bit of trolling like he likes to say.
What did McCain do that would be considered treasonous? Is that why he died of cancer?
If you didn't know, it was reported McCain died of cancer, but I've had this video saved for years of this man stating he was put to death. So maybe he was put to death.
Well, it's also like, Epstein, in the Epstein files, they talked about how, Biden was put to death in Gitmo a while ago, because he was a horrible guy. So
in Gitmo for treason after all. And that's why Trump attached his name to this involving the military in Gitmo. Here is Ohio Governor John Kasich letting it slip on live TV.
Is when you look at the Congress, though, it's like 24 hours since John McCain was put to death. And look at this circus of a hearing that's going on.
The Freudian slip. You heard that, right? It's only been 24 hours since John McCain's been put to death. Now, listen, people misspeak all the time, but that's a pretty big slip right there.
Was put to death.
And John McCain was put to death.
McCain was a historic marker in time, and all the demons know it. This is why they fought against Trump so hard, because they know they are next in line on the
Yep.
chopping block.
That's what brings me back. And that's what brings me back to, I did an episode where the white envelopes, right? Remember when old man Bush passed away and everybody that was there, well, Hillary, the Bushes, so on and so forth, they all got a white envelope, and every single one of them were shocked to see what they saw on those white. Jeb Bush looked he was beside himself. He literally shit a brick. George is like, ha 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 ha. You know, I mean, he's George. You know, what can you do? You know, he's a good guy. He's not a good guy, but you know, we're about to see. Now, I've heard, and this is speculation, okay? I've heard through the grapevine that they are going to be televising these tribunals at Gitmo online. I'm not 100% sure. It's probably going to be televised on X, which, you know, listen, this is what happens to traitors, any traitor. And there's proof that you did it. This is what happens. You are coming to the tree. Okay. And I'll tell you this right now. I was reading this. I was reading also too about our history and how brutal politics are. We have put up with a lot of shit. And back in the day, our forefathers, well, they probably wouldn't have put up with so much shit that's going on right now. They're probably rolling in their grave to realize on how much these corporations and, you know, these laws, they violate our rights completely all the time. Just a basic example, like a fishing license. And if you're a good American, then you'll go read and find out what it says about licenses and the Constitution. But they find loopholes. You see what I'm saying? They find loopholes and they use wording to change things up. I think that we're going to be in for a huge change, and I can't wait to see what it's going to be. Good or bad, I'm excited. You know what I mean? But again, pains happen with growth. You know what I mean? You don't just wake up overnight and be a full-grown adult. You know, you have pains. You have fucking mental ailments. You go through a whole bunch of different shit. So it's just, people are just grasping at straws when it comes to all of this shit.
Those that scream the loudest have the most to hide. Keep that in mind going forward. Section 2901 says they used $33,800,000 for the Guantanamo Bay Naval Station. I find it super aggravating, the hypocrisy from Democrats when money is spent to good causes like this and building the border wall. It's part of the brainwashing to make people mad for the wrong reasons. They fought Trump tooth and nail to get that border wall built, spending about $10 billion. But they are okay with spending billions, more than that, to let the illegals in to destroy us, human trafficking, and to send money overseas, money laundering our hard-earned tax dollars. That time is coming quickly to an end. Thank God. Is military justice. I find it interesting because it states the president shall prescribe regulations for matters relating to proceedings conducted before referral of charges and specifications to court-martial for trial, including the following: pre-referral investigative subpoenas, pre-referral warrants or orders for electronic communications, pre-referral matters referred by an appellate court, pre-referral matters under subsection C or E of section 806B of this title, pre-referral matters relating to the following: confinement of an accused, the mental capacity or mental responsibility of an accused, a request for an individual military counsel. So these are going to be brand new individuals going into the military trials, not the current detainees. Now, getting into the trials being televised, Section 4101 shows all of the types of communications, including CCTV and audiovisual equipment. It mentions AFN, which is Radio Gitmo, officially titled AFN Guantanamo Bay, is the United States military radio station at Guantanamo Bay Naval Base in Cuba. The only area that talks about broadcasting is under Section 1756, the Integrated Public Alert and Warning System, which is federal.
Again, this is all alleged. Okay. All right. So, I mean, go and do the research yourself. Look this stuff up yourself. I just use most of this stuff's for entertainment. So I don't know how legitimate this is, but if you do a little digging, I'm sure you'll find something.
And the military is federal. Section 1283 talks about the report on an export of certain satellites to entities with certain beneficial ownership structures. On the United States industries that develop or produce satellites and commercial telecommunications equipment that do not have direct national security ties. Section 2862 states a water, wastewater, telecommunications, electric, gas, or other utility infrastructure project. So there's not a lot we can go off, and it seems uncertain at this point. So we will have to see what the future brings. With what Trump said, we're going to put a lot of bad dudes in Gitmo. Be patient, because the storm is upon us.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's
You'll find out. What storm, Mr. President? You'll find out.
Unless it's like this whole AI data center bullshit, but I don't think it's that at all. I don't think it's that at all. I think that there's a lot more than what we know going on, and I think there's a good reason why, because the public, you can't even fucking handle can't handle basic fucking debates, let alone handle, knowing that Gitmo's open and people that were in charge of us before Donald Trump were actually the reason why we're in the situation we're in. I'm just saying to you. And I'm also going to say to you, it's time for the handy news. Sworn testimonial in Congress. CENTCOM Commander Vice Admiral Brad Cooper revealed that Iran-backed militants carried out more than 300 attacks on American troops and diplomatic sites over the past year. And we bombed them. We bomb Iran. Remember that? That was hilarious. Okay, we bombed them, dropped the bunker buster on them, specifically designed for this very moment. Everybody else had an opportunity to do it, but Trump's like, yeah, we're going to bomb them now. Fuck it. We're not going to waste any time. Why waste it? If the world's going to be in danger with these people holding a, enriched uranium, which I don't think they fucking have, but that, I don't care. I'm not getting into that. What I care about is America first, America only. Then everybody else can come later. Okay. Once we get our shit figured out here, then everything else can happen after that. But this is a real thing. So is Trump really starting a war, or have they been attacking us for some time? Now, they call us, over there, they call us Big Satan, and they call Israel. Oh, fuck, man. Excuse me. Sorry. And they call Israel Little Satan. But, the Iran war now sits in tense, unstable ceasefires as the U.S. and Iran continue to, trading limited self-defense strikes, which, while negotiating through Qatar with Trump insisting that Iran must hand over and destroy its enriched uranium before any agreement is finalized, which, again, if we're going to allow Israel to have nuclear weapons, then these people should be allowed to have nuclear weapons. If we're going to have China have nuclear weapons, then, people should be allowed to defend themselves from other people that have nuclear weapons. That's just how self-defense works. Now, do I agree with them having that self-defense? No. Will they use it against us? Probably not. And, because we did this, there might be a huge retaliation. They have said, America, watch out, something bad might be happening. So, again, through the grapevine, do your research. There's a million different things going on all at once. It's information warfare. That's what it is. It's an informational warfare. You're hearing this guy say this, and this guy say that, and this guy saying this, and this guy says it for about 5 minutes. That guy says it for 30 seconds. This guy says it for 45 seconds. So listen, do your own research. Use your own fucking brain. Don't let people influence you into thinking for your, don't think the way they think the way you think. Don't just take things for face value. I'll tell you that much, very, very much so. But again, the Strait of Hormuz, we were attacked 300 fucking times. And meanwhile, Israel is escalating strikes over on Hezbollah in Lebanon, which is adding pressure into the region and making it very fucking difficult to come to terms. How hard is it to just stop blowing these people up? This is what brings me to this whole Israel supremacy thing. You see what I'm saying? They feel like they need to have all the land around them because they say that these individuals are trying to attack them, which if they are, I, as an American, really don't give a fuck. That's just how I feel about it, you know. But what if Trump wants us to lose this war? You know what I mean? That's another thing that I think about too. Like, what if he wants us to lose this war? So then we have to recluse from being the world police. We're like, oh, guys, we lost. Oh, shit. You know, we just don't have what it takes anymore to be the fucking biggest and the baddest. Looks like we're just going to have to worry about El Solo Mio. So then we can come back out swinging. You know what I mean? But for right now, we're going to take our troops out of fucking everywhere else in the world. And we're going to come back to America and we're going to fucking pick our asses up by our bootstraps and fuck everybody else. That's what I'm hoping for. But, you know, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But it wasn't really, you know, all this shit that's going on. These are mixed signals. Iran is talking peace while preparing for escalation. And what are escalations and are what led Trump to order senior leaders, including Vance, Hegseth, and top military officials, back to the White House immediately on that day where everybody's like, oh, Trump's just fucking with people. No, he called everybody back, you know, for this very reason, because they're trying to get the Strait of Hormuz opened up again. They're trying to get this uranium. These are the reasons why. I'm not saying that's exactly why. I don't know, because I don't fucking work at the White House. So I don't know what's going on. I just kind of have to take it and then go and look around and see what people are saying and get real information and trusted sources, which is very hard to do because everybody thinks that they're a fucking political news commentator nowadays. I have a talk show. I'm not a political commentator. I'm just talking with the news. I'm talking about things that are going on in the world. I'm not a fucking commentator. I'm an entertainer. That's it. I talk about this fucking shit in hopes that you're thinking the same thing, in hopes that you'll leave a comment and vent and let out your frustrations and unwind with me as we laugh at this fucking shit and realize, like, we've made it through a lot of stuff. I'm doing a whole episode. I'm doing a whole show on things since I was born in 1985 to now. How much shit we've gone through and how we're all still, not all of us, obviously I'm speaking in general terms, but we're still fucking alive. And this whole panicking mindset, this whole fear marketing campaign that they're trying to utilize on the American people is just falling short now. Because they don't have any fucking consistency, because all the people that are, you know, ahead of this or the head of this communist socialist fucking movement that's been so slowly poisoning the life's blood of our beautiful fucking country, they're dying off and they're old. So, you know, it's getting really hard for them to accomplish the tasks that they want because they don't have the support that they once used to have. You see what I'm saying? Just saying. Just saying to you. Leave a comment. Let me know what you're thinking. Always want to know what you're thinking. So the next thing I want to talk about is, you know, as of yesterday or 2 days ago, I got this in May of 2026. So Real Clear polling Trump averages roughly, you know, just under 40%. He's not doing good. Disapproval is 58.3%, which, you know, a lot of these polling places are very biased. It's very hard to find a very accurate polling center that isn't biased, you know, like communism, you know, they're fucking commies. It completely showed, you know, during Trump's second campaign and his third campaign. So a lot of these polling numbers, I wouldn't really hold my breath too much about, because they're all tracking about the same. But a let's see. His disapproval is in the high 50s, low 60s. You know, so again, not doing so well. In most people's eyes, I'm not saying speaking for me because I've seen Trump do amazing things. So I'm not counting the fucking guy out. If you are, then obviously you don't support what he's trying to do. And obviously you didn't see the vision before. You can't just make things go back to the way they were without, washing your hands from the dirt that you had done before. You see what I'm saying? Like we got to have dirt on our hands. We got to wash our hands before we go and touch food. Do you see what I'm saying? Like that's the analogy I guess I'm going to use here in this mindset. But and because we live in a consumer-based society and people are just like now, and because things aren't being produced like right fucking now, everybody thinks it's a failure, and it's just nobody's willing to put in the work or the time. They want it immediately, as fast as it can upload onto their phone. That's how fast they want it in real life, and it just doesn't fucking work that way. Just doesn't fucking work that way. And it's so frustrating to hear all these people all the fucking time, all these panicking. Oh, well, I guess we're just going to have to vote for Democrats because Republicans are fence riders anyways. And it's not, especially here in New Hampshire, they're not fucking doing anything. But these people just don't trust. We don't have faith in anything because we always think somebody's trying to get one up on us because we have been desensitized by this bullshit for fucking so long. It's just crazy. So, but the mainstream polling is showing Trump underwater as always. It's not a generic ballot, it's just these are real dating. I can't even fucking talk right now because it's getting late. Sorry. These are real numbers. You can find them anywhere. You can go anywhere on the internet and find these numbers. They're all 100% true. But the thing that I'm going to say is that it is 5 months away. And with redistricting and all the other stuff that's been going on, I mean, if you think MAGA's dead, you're out of your mind. All 32 or 33, I think it was 33 Republican seats that were endorsed by Trump. And guess what? They got voted for. So I'm just saying, stop being a fucking panicking. Okay. Have a little bit of faith. Let's make some shit fucking happen. All right. And let's have some faith. The economy is going to improve. Foreign policy is going to change. Things are going to fucking change. We just have to give it fucking time. Okay. You have to give it a chance to grow. Okay. It's like, okay, here's an idea. Here's an example. If you are making cupcakes and you need 400 degrees consistently for 25 minutes, but every 5 minutes you open the fucking door, are you going to see the results you want to see? That's like the most basic example that I could fucking use. Okay. Leave the door closed. Let's cook some shit up. Let's make this fucking happen. Let's get back on our goddamn feet and let's make America great again. What do you say, huh? I say, let's fucking do it. Now, let's go back to what I was saying before about Trump suing his own administration, which he did. An IRS contractor named Charles Littlejohn. Are you fucking serious? His name's Charles Littlejohn. Yep. Intentionally sought IRS access so he could steal Trump's tax data and leak it to the press, which he did. That's why we have the Anti-Weaponization Act. Okay. It's to prevent this from happening to anybody ever again. Trump took it on the chin for America once again. And you hear all this fucking stupid shit. Oh, he's selling us out. He's doing this. He's fucking not. There is no selling. Okay, yeah. He wants to start trust accounts for your fucking kids, seeding it at $1,000 by the time they graduate at 18 years old with the interest rates that it's getting. They'll have like $5,000 in the bank. What a great way to start your life with $5,000 in the fucking bank that you didn't even have to fucking do anything for. That's just because Trump loved you and your kids and wants to promote the nuclear family. which that's what we need. We need people making babies. Not just anybody, man. We need Americans making babies and perpetuating the American way of life. Not people coming from other countries and being like, I'm going to be an Indian American and I'm going to live my idea of what America should be. No, I'm going to come to America and be an American. That's it. And then if you're born here, be an American and stop complaining about how America fucking sucks and start doing something to try to make America fucking better. Like, go get a job, you little baby back bitch. Or, hey, how about this? Stop complaining and do something with your fucking life. So, to make a long story short, what happened was Trump was sued. This guy let out Trump's information. He sued the federal government. He asked for $10 billion. He only got 1 point, and I think this number is awesome, 1,776 billion. And that's going to the J6ers, and that's going to the IRS to stop this kind of fucking shit from happening, to update the infrastructure. You see what I'm saying? And fill any major security leaks that are happening so people don't get taken advantage of by rogue IRS tax agents. Pretty soon it's going to be a rogue AI, so we don't have to worry about humans, leaking your data when AI is doing it just to, ruin your life. It's true. Anyways, and again, we're going to go back to this. I'm going to make this real quick and I'm going to move on to the next thing. AI data centers. So what happened here in New Hampshire? They wanted to plop one here in Nottingham, New Hampshire, right on a wetland. It was going to be a 40-acre data center. The developer lived in Seacoast, New Hampshire, and Rye, New Hampshire area. He wanted to plop it in Nottingham. We said, fuck you. You can sniff my furry starfish and shove that data center right up your ass, because we don't want them. Nobody wants them. Nobody wants these fucking data centers. No one. The only people that want them are the people that are going to benefit from them, which is not the average fucking American. We're not benefiting from it. The wildlife's not benefiting from it. Nobody wants this fucking shit. Okay. No, I'm not going to sit here and say we don't need technology. We heavily rely on technology. What we need to do is we need to have heavy regulations on these AIs and these tech bros that we just let fucking run around and do whatever the fuck they want to do. That's why they're constantly being sued. Didn't Facebook just get sued because of Instagram? There's like 1 or 4 out of every 10 girls are exposed to some kind of indecent exposure or being sexually solicited in some way. Didn't they just had a huge fucking settlement about it? And we're going to let these guys build data centers? What are you, fucking dumb? In New Hampshire, we said no. The left and the right got together and we said no. The guy withdrew. This is how much of a pussy these people are. Okay. The guy withdrew the proposal hours before the town hall because over 25,000 people signed a petition here in New Hampshire, and God bless every little bit of it. These motherfuckers will go and they'll hide in another room because they're cowards, because they sold you out. That's why they're hiding behind doors. That's why they're having law enforcement remove people that are speaking out about this. That's why you're being put on a list as a anti-technology terrorist or whatever they're fucking labeling people as. Whatever. Suck my white ass. I'm a fucking American and I don't want this fucking shit, and I have every right to fucking say that. And you cannot tell me I can't say that, and you certainly can't call me a fucking terrorist because I'm simply saying that these AI data centers are fucking a joke, and we need to learn how to live with technology instead of letting the technology take over our fucking lives. Where are the rules and regulations? We got rules and regulations for fucking driving on the road. You can't go fishing without a license. You can't fucking buy a home without this. You can't drive a car without a fucking license. You can't do this without that or have this kind of fucking permit. But we're going to let these individuals just do whatever the fuck they want without any type of regulation. Because China has it. I don't fucking care about China. I don't care about China or Israel or Russia. I don't care about the fucking EU. I don't care about Africa or South America. I don't care about Canada or Mexico. Maybe I care about them a little bit more because they kind of directly affect me. But the rest of the world can suck my fucking white ass. I don't care. I don't care if China has technology that we don't have. I don't fucking care. I don't care. Let's bring back fucking jobs so people can support these children that you want to have them have. You want nuclear families, we can't afford fucking shit. How can people have babies? They can't. With good conscience. How are you going to bring a living creature into this world and not be able to effectively take care of it? That is horrible. Kids don't pick that shit. These data centers are nothing but a fucking joke. And all we need to do to stop them is to continue to push back, to continue to show up, to continue to make noise. That's it. Let them label you however you want. I got labeled a terrorist because I fucking got pissed off at my school board one time. And they're like, yeah. And I got put on a watch list and I got questioned because I was mad at the school because I think they're fucking dumb. I'm allowed to say that. You can get hurt feelings about me saying, hey, I don't want my son to be exposed to this fucking shit. And I think you're stupid for allowing it to happen because it's going to be nothing but poison. And 4 or 5 years from now, it's going to be nothing, which again, it turned into nothing 4 or 5 years down the line. It's the same thing with these data centers. That's why I don't want anything to do with them, because they're not going to provide anything. And the only time we're really going to make any money is like 10 to 30 years down the fucking line, when these people have already raked in all the money and destroyed everything around you. People's well water is being poisoned because of these fucking places. Oh, we're just going to let them fucking shoot up though. You can't get them to fix the fucking roads. Can't get them to stop the fucking ungodly amounts of fraud, but we can get these data centers up. You bet your sweet ass, and you'll pay for them. Ask Larry Fink. But this is another thing too that makes me think is that Trump stopped big corporations from buying up single family homes. So is it Trump or is it his cabinet? I don't know. Leave a comment. Let me know what you're thinking. I always want to know what you're thinking. When disaster hits, you don't want excuses. You want action and peace of mind. And emergency storable food from My Patriot Supply does just that, delivering over 2,000 calories a day in 8 hearty varieties, good for over 25 years. That's 25 years of protection for when the stinky stuff hits the fan. So scan the QR code up in the corner or click the link down in the description and protect you and your family for when emergency strikes. All orders before 3 p.m. ships same day, and anything over $150 ships for free. Remember, calories equal energy, and energy equals survival. Be ready for anything before anything happens with My Patriot Supply. Now back to the show. This is awesome. When Marco Rubio got caught, well, they didn't get caught, but he was at he's at a family wedding, and he was being the DJ. DJ Little Marco. Do the Trumpkin, do the Trumpkin, do the Trumpkin. Yeah, you like that? Yeah, you fucking do. Of course you do. Trump, how can you not like him? There we go. Oh my gosh, if you've never seen this movie ever, this is Don't Be a Menace in South Central while drinking your juice in the hood. Fucking great movie.
Hurry up and buy.
Hurry up and buy. It's Ilion. See, that says Quality Leering Center.
Hurry up and buy.
Man, they killed it. This is the scary part of AI right here. They fucking killed this. It's Gavin Newsom.
Hey!
Tim Walz.
You dropped something.
Yeah, break yourself, fool!
I feel sorry for your mother.
What'd you say about my mama?
What you say about my mama? Huh? Break yourself!
You break your butt, so the fuck.
Oh man, I gotta play that one more time for the people in the back. Let's go. That's so awesome. This is so awesome.
Hurry up and buy. Hurry up and buy.
It's just too fucking good, man.
Hey!
It's exactly how Tim Walz would act.
You dropped something.
This is for you. I stole it.
Yeah, break yourself, fool!
I feel sorry for your mother.
What you say about my mama?
What you say about my mama?
Break yourself!
You break your butt, so the fuck.
It's fucking so awesome. What a great movie.
That we weren't negotiating with them, and now they admit that we were negotiating with them. So they want to make a deal. The reason they want to make a deal is they have been just beat to shit.
So the
And you know,
they said yesterday that we weren't negotiating with them, and now they admit that we were negotiating with them. So they want to make a deal. The reason they want to make a deal is they have been just
beat to shit. Which again, they keep fighting though. This is why, you know, I don't care about the Iranians. I never wanted to be involved in that conflict. Only the warmongers and the war hawks want to be involved with that shit, not the average American. The average American just wants to be able to put food on their fucking table and live their life in a normal way, you know, and not have to worry about whether we're going to be going into nuclear holocaust or the technocrats are going to take over and monitor everything that you do so then they can utilize it against you later in whatever way they seem fit. Or, you know, predictive policing, meaning whether they're going to be able to preemptively predict if you're going to be able to, you know, or if you're going to break the law or be a whatever. It's like fucking Minority Report with Tom Cruise. So, but there is one thing that I want to push here is Trump is pushing for a broader retirement plan for adults that expands IRA contribution limits and boosts tax deductions and allows Americans to move their thrift savings plans or 401k funds into more freely without penalty. The idea behind all of it is pretty simple. Start kids with capital, let adults keep more of their hard-earned money, and, you know, make long-term savings easier and more flexible for the average American. So, I mean, I don't see how what I just said was anything bad. You know, what is bad is that he was 100% in support of, AI, which I'm not against technology. I'm not against these things. What I am against is that they just fucking run rampant. That's what I'm against. There's no regulation on them. There's no oversight on these fucking people. They just do whatever the fuck they want to do. And then when they're dragged into Congress, like I watched Senator John Hawley from Missouri, go up one side of fucking Mark Zuckerberg and down the other, embarrass the fuck out of that fool. And do you think that he said anything? Do you think that he turned around and apologized to the people that were there because their kids committed suicide because of the overexposure of social media? Not saying that the social media company needs to be responsible for the fact that the kid committed suicide or unalived themselves or whatever the fucking case may be. That's the parent should be involved with the oversight of that. But if Facebook is knowingly using addictive things to keep people on their platform longer or whatever, they know that this is having a negative outcome on people's mental, especially children that are not developed yet, even though that they might be 13 years old and have had their first blood. That doesn't necessarily mean that they're fully developed, or for gentlemen, they've just sprout a few fucking chin hairs and a couple ball hairs. And, that doesn't necessarily mean that they're fully developed. And they know this. It's social engineering at its finest, and these people should be held accountable for that reason alone, not because parents were being lazy and not watching what their kids were doing, but because they knew what they were doing was addictive and it was causing harm and they didn't do anything about it. That's why these big tech companies need to be held accountable for what goes on these platforms. That's why. Not because parents are fucking lazy. If your kid is, being exposed to this stuff and they come up to you and talk to you about it or whatever the case may be, and if you don't know what's on your kid's phone, then you should probably know what's on your kid's phone. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to drag it out because I'm not going to sit here and call people bad parents or anything like that. Times are tough. Okay. But these big tech guys, they need to be held accountable. We need to put regulation on. We need to cut regulations on how people can live their lives here in America. We need to put more regulation on corporations and companies that are going to implement these horrible way of life onto other individuals. Whether it's on purpose or not on purpose, I don't give a fuck either way. If it's fucking up another person's life, the government should be stepping in and saying, hey, you can't fucking do that. Okay. It's just how it should be. So, but as far as, here's another one too. Trump showing his heart.
In an interview.
This is at one of his rallies.
You have a doctor in the house, please? Doctor?
Dr. Rose, get up here. Hey, you little squirrely fuck, get up here, because we got somebody that passed out in the bed.
Take your time, please.
Yeah, take your time. That's all right. This old lady, she just fucking fainted because of my energy and aura. Almost similar to...
Take your time.
Not the same as Michael Jackson, because no one is as good as Michael Jackson. He is an angel on earth with a beautiful voice. Some would say the greatest because of me, because I helped him and he stayed in my place. But, But yeah, this was at a rally. Old lady passed out because she loves Trump, and
We have all the time. These are great people. They wait. So
the life that we've lived here in America with the corruption and everything that's going on, and don't say that it doesn't happen, because it does happen. Look at the gerrymandering. I'm just saying, look at the Northeast. There's not any representation for red here in the Northeast. That's all. I'm just saying that. Okay. But ultimately, this is a scary time for people, and we're going through change and everything like that. And Trump brought hope to us. That's why this old lady's passing out, in the crowd, because she just believes in Trump so much. And just like me, I believe in him too. I believe in him so much that I don't think I don't think I couldn't not believe in him unless I saw something crazy with my own eyes. Like the data centers. I'm just saying to you, okay, let's go. I keep saying the data centers. It's because I don't like them. I don't want nothing to do with them. You'll see, you're going to start hearing more and more about it in your feed because they're going to try to stuff it down our throats, giggity. Just like these flock cameras, they're starting to get torn down. People are just starting to take it in their own hands and be like, yeah, we don't want this shit. Because people don't want it. They don't want to be recorded when they're just driving to work and they're not doing anything fucking wrong. You're violating the Fourth Amendment of the Constitution, clearly violating it. Oh, well, this is just so we can read your license plate. No, it's not. Stop it. Anyways, Trump brings hope to people. That's why this old lady passed out in the crowd.
Long hours and hours. They're great people, right? We have all the time, right?
Look at that. You see what she said to him? I love you. You're the greatest president of my lifetime. That's an old lady. That's an old lady. I love you. You're the greatest president of my lifetime.
It's Dr. Oz. Can you believe it? Dr. Oz.
That lady was filled with so much hope
He's a
because
good
of the
doctor.
promise that Trump was bringing to us. And is delivering, for the most
Thank you,
part,
Oz.
in my opinion. Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you. And not everything's perfect. Not everybody's perfect. You know what I mean? We're not going to hit a home run every time, but it takes all of us to work together as a nation to make it this country what we want it to be. We want our representation to reflect us. And I could say over the last 20 years of my life, and I'm 40 now, that it's been a pretty good reflection of how our country is. Absolute fucking nightmare, chaos, corruption, just seeping everywhere. You don't know what's right. You don't know what's wrong. You don't know what's truth and what's a lie. Everywhere in this country. Trump's that shining star. Well, he's the spark to take it back. Now, whether we choose to take it back or not, well, that's completely up to us. And people are showing up. People are showing up. Whether you love Trump or hate him. I love Trump, but if you hate him, that's fine. You're still showing up. Why don't you take that energy and put it towards your country and do something for your country and stop asking what your country can do for you? You know, it takes all of us, the United States of America, as a collective to make this country amazing and awesome and beautiful. I don't want this fucking dystopia where kids are cutting their wieners off and don't know what's up or down. I'm terrified for the kids now that are graduating this year. Because, you know, one of them's my fucking son. And I can honestly say, I don't know what kind of life he's going to live. That's terrifying.
There was. That's a lot of fake news.
That's a lot of fake news. Oh, yeah.
That's a lot of fake news.
Listen to that fucking guy in the back there.
That's a lot of fake.
Looks like he's getting, sounds like he's getting poked in the chop by, what's his name there? George Slopadopoulos. Which, by the way, you know, a lot of these individuals went, ran their mouth, and Trump sued every single fucking one of them. Won $15 million from ABC and Disney, roughly that amount, plus $1 million in legal fees, involving George Slopadopoulos, or Stephanopoulos is his real name. He's obviously a Greek midget baby that was born in a test tube, some fucking, you know, strange new world kind of shit. And then let's see, involving this also issued an editorial note expressing deep regret for calling President Trump a rapist, which, by the way, E. Jean Carroll, the lady that said Trump raped her at a Waldorf's is being investigated now for perjury, which is fantastic because if you watch the interview with her, which if you've watched my show, I've shown that interview several times here on this channel. And yeah, it's she's an absolute fucking psychopath. And it's kind of unsettling, and you can see it in Anderson Cooper's eyes. I mean, he is like, so most people that are raped don't think that it's a fantasy. And E. Jean's like, yeah, well, they've never really been raped then, have they? It's like, okay. I think we need to take a commercial break. And she looks him dead in the eyes and is like, you're a fascinating man, aren't you? He's like, yep. Good thing I got a switchblade on me. Can we get security in here and get this lady in her straitjacket? She is going to start biting at her ear any minute. The medication is wearing off. Her pupils are starting to dilate into fucking pennies. Okay. Let's make it happen, people. Commercial break now. I mean, and that's, it's just, this is the kind of stigma that you can't get away from. And people keep saying it no matter what, even if it's been debunked. People are always going to call him for the rest of his life, even though he's not. They're going to call him a rapist. Just being affiliated with Epstein, which I don't want to hear anything about Epstein because everybody in Congress just voted no for investigations on sexual misconduct. So I don't want to fucking hear about, you know, the whole Epstein thing and Trump anymore. He's been exonerated. It's been debunked a million fucking times. Everybody still fucking pushes for it. But let's see. From Paramount and CBS, he got, let's see, 16 million over 60-minute edited video that destroyed or controversy, directing funds towards Trump's library and legal costs. Which, you know, because Kamala over Harris, that's what her real name should be. It should be Come All Over Harris. But she was drunk at the interview for 60 minutes and they edited it like deceptively. Really bad. Lots of edits. Let's get back to this video. Excuse me.
Did you see where they had a study done and Trump on the evening news gets 93% bad
It's
publicity?
true.
93.
It's true. And that's another huge thing too that really sucks is that all the coverage is either like super sycophantish where people are like straight up Trump cucks getting fucked by Trump in the face all the time. You know, Trump can't do any wrong. He's never done anything wrong. You know, don't question anything that he does. Trust the plan, which I'm not saying don't question anything that he does. I'm saying trust the plan because growing pains suck. And we're going through a time of change right now here in our country. And we also have to remember we're only 250 years old. You know what I mean? The big 250s coming up, baby. It's a banger. Oh, you like my shirt? Yeah, you fucking do. If you want one, click the link in the description. You can get one. There's a bunch of other ones there that celebrate the 250th. This says land of the free, home of the brave. Let's not make it land of the fee and home to the slave. Okay? Let's not do that. All right? So let's make sure that we all support America and let's make sure that we're spreading the greatest fucking show on the internet, the OTPH Show, Raw Steel and Sex Appeal. I mean, where are you going to find a breakdown like this? An average Joe breakdown. I didn't go to school for journalism. I'm just genuinely concerned and I like to entertain people. It's a fucking win-win for me. And I always want to have my own talk show. It's a fucking win-win for me. And you being here with me is a win too as well. So leave a comment. Let me know what you're thinking. I always want to know what you're thinking. You don't have to, but I'd like you to, because I want to know. How will I know if he really loves me? Sorry. Anyways, back to Trump, not Whitney. Fake news. It's been happening. Alex Jones has had a whole show called InfoWars. Okay. Informational warfare. We know about propaganda. We've known about propaganda for a very fucking long time. How do you think they get the American people behind every fucking stupid goddamn war that we've been involved with since World War II? Propaganda. Okay, all right, back to this.
And yet, I won in a landslide. Now,
Yeah, you fucking did, buddy.
You know what that means?
You fucking did. Do the Trumpkin, baby.
Now think of it. 93%. And you know, like with Kamala, she made a bad statement on CBS 60 Minutes, and they had to pay me a lot of money, $38 million. You know what she did? Her statement was so bad the night.
You's a stone cold fox, ain't you? Yeah, you is.
Before the election, it was so bad that they took another answer that she gave, which was not bad. It wasn't good. It was nothing. And they put it in where she, and we found out they did it. They changed the answers. BBC has me AI saying about hate. We hate, we hate. I said, that's not me. They changed my lips. I couldn't even tell myself. I said, I didn't know. This gets very, but think of it, 93% bad stories, only bad. And
it's never, and that's why you should get Ground News. It's not even a sponsor plug because they won't sponsor me because I swear too much on my show. And I use them. I pay for their services and everything. But go to places where you can sift through the information and you can see all the angles and who's reporting. Actually, Ground News is actually a great resource. So I recommend that you check them out. You don't have to, but why not if you want to know what's really going on and get the full story from all angles. That's all I'm trying to say to you. You know, make better decisions for yourself. Like watching this show since you're here right now. Thank you.
if it's a good story, they make it bad. You know, you can make
Obviously you
bad.
don't
You
need
can have a
Ground
baseball-
News because you're here right now and your judgment is very sound. Okay. You know where the money's at. It's right here. Raw steel and sex appeal, baby. All right, Trump, back to Trump.
Team won 21-2, and the writer says they should have won by more. That's where we are. We're winning 25-0, and they say we should be doing more. There's never been.
Is it me or is Trump like becoming a goat? He's like, behind everything he's saying, he's like, yeah, and we should have got way more than that, but we didn't get way more than that. But and the other thing too is he like rocks back and forth when he's reading off the teleprompter, like he's like rocking a child back to sleep. It's like, yeah, stop giving the man the fucking teleprompter and let him speak freely like this. This is how he got voted in.
A first term of a president, they say, and even the radical left lunatics say it, that's accomplished more than we have. It's never happened. Never happened. But just to finish off, you know, I love the weave because the weave is great. You go out, Pa, go out. You always have to come back. Someday I won't come back, and they'll say, all right, he's shot. That's it. The weave, I call it, the weave, because you get a lot of stories into one little sentence. But when you have 93% and you win in a landslide, you know what it means? It means that the media has lost total credibility. Nobody believes it.
Yeah. I mean, and that's the thing.
Very simple.
And that's the thing. Like, where is the credibility? If you're sitting here saying that, you know, 93% of the stories that you're perpetuating are bad, but they're not actually what's really happening. Like they're producing false results or angles, I guess, whatever. Who has the bad credibility at that point? It would be the news source. Look up Operation Mockingbird. Help yourself out. Okay. Look up a lot of this stuff. Look up MK Ultra. Look up how, you know, you don't even have to go into like conspiracy theory. Just look up human psychology. Oh, fuck. You know what? Read The Prince by Machiavelli. Go ahead, read that book. Go ahead and read the 48 powers or the 48 laws of power. These books are readily at your fingertips, all being applied to you right now. And Trump's exposing all of it. That's why he's calling fake news what he's calling fake news, because Operation Mockingbird was a propaganda. CIA, FBI involved with news media outlets like Fox, CNN, yada, 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 so on and so forth, to perpetuate and keep people in line. To perpetuate what? War propaganda. Look at COVID. Look at how many people were censored because of COVID. I was one of them. You know how many times I've been in Facebook jail and how many accounts I had to re-fucking start? Because I'm not ashamed and I'm not afraid to say what's on my mind. I'm going to speak the fucking truth, and the algorithm will suppress it. But if you're watching right now, you won't. And you'll go tell somebody. That's the greatest weapon. That's what they're trying to get you to do, is self-censor. I'm telling you. The best way to do it, the best way to get compliance is to get the person to comply willingly without them knowing that they're complying. That's the best way. You know how I know how to do that? I was a corrections officer. I was a booking officer. I was a fucking transport officer. I was a damn good one too. That's for another time. We'll talk about that. But the psychological tactics that are used to convince individuals, especially some of these individuals that you're dealing with, are bloodthirsty creatures. They're not very nice individuals. So you have to know how to talk to them. These same psychological tactics and principles are being applied to you through social media, AI, internet, the ease of life, even though the cost of living keeps going up and it gets harder and harder for you to grow your own food or even have a tiny home on 100 acres of land. Even though there's plenty of fucking land here for everybody to have a little piece of the pie that was promised to us by our forefathers, so it's time to take it back. And I really honestly think Trump is playing the angles that he's playing because we are taking it back and we are reclusing from the world and we are going back to the traditional American values. Not these new ones where they're like, yeah, dudes can go into chicks' bathrooms. That's not okay. Even if I didn't have 2 daughters, I have 2 sisters. I'm gonna beat the fucking brakes off your ass if I watched you walk in the bathroom behind my sisters. There's no fucking way. If you're a dude and you're walking in a girl's bathroom, no. Sorry. Call me old-fashioned if you would. But where's our values? Where's our morals? Where's our way of life? It was distorted by trading it and changing it and exchanging it with everybody else. Oh, we have to all be the same. The world has to come together. No, we fucking don't. No, we don't. Listen. Over in India, they throw cow shit at each other. Okay. I'm not knocking the process. I'm just saying to you, okay, how you live your life is how you choose to live your life. Okay. But they literally throw cow shit at each other. Okay. During the Diwali festival. You know why they throw cow shit at each other? Because they think cows are sacred. Do you think that that's going to go well here in America, where you can't even sneeze out in public without somebody trying to fucking light you on fire? Burn him at the cross. Go back. People got PTSD from it. Obviously, I'm making a joke, but it's a real thing. Do you think that those kind of people can assimilate very well with people that like to be cleanly? These people bathe in the Ganges. It's supposed to be a holy river. It's filled with trash and shit. Probably dead bodies, most likely. A lot of them. Now, how, again, can they assimilate well? Some of them, obviously speaking in generalities, but some of them can. Most of them can't. Most of them can't. When one culture loves children and puts them first in everything, and another culture says it's okay to marry them, you think these people are going to assimilate well? I'm just saying, like, if one culture values women's opinions and another culture says that they're dogs, do you think that those people are going to assimilate well? I'm just a question. Don't get upset, YouTube, because they do. They like to get mad. They like to get mad. But I'm just simply asking this question. Why, oh, why will we continue to perpetuate this nonsense when it's happened? I mean, we all know the stories. Look at the girl that got stabbed in the neck. the Ukrainian girl that got stabbed in the neck by that black dude in North Carolina. You know what happened? They let him out for mental evaluation because he claimed to not be fit to serve trial, even though he has a lengthy record. Okay. He has a lengthy record of violent history, actually. But he's been let in and out of prison or in and out of jail and coming as a corrections officer. I've seen it happen even in a small fucking town. It's a revolving door. I say you make fucking prison and jail as miserable as humanly possible so people will never want to break the law ever again. That's what I say. You know, don't treat them like, you know, make sure they got food, you know, and they're not like ill or anything like that, but make it as sick and as twisted as humanly fucking possible without crossing the lines of, you know, yeah, being inhuman. But people need to be punished for the things that they do. And because there's so many weak policies on crime, fuck, here in New Hampshire, we had a Supreme Court justice literally use her seat of power to try to influence at the time seated Governor Chris Sununu to lift an investigation off of her husband, Barbara Hans Marconi. She's still a seating Supreme Court justice here in New Hampshire. Okay. Shit runs deep. Propaganda is real. They try to cover it up all the time. Trump calls everybody fake fucking news. Is it a confusion tactic? No. Everybody's so desensitized from being confused constantly and trying to decipher what's real and what's fake when he says that these people are fake and then goes and sues Meta to agree to a settlement around $25 million related to censorship accounting action claims, while YouTube, Google paid approximately about the same. They both paid the same for censoring Trump during that time. Twitter also, or now it's X, because, you know, fucking Elon is simple Jack, but don't even get me started on fucking him. Elon Musk. Anyways, Twitter reportedly settled for around $10 million. So, I mean, when the guy's calling it out for fake news, you probably should just listen to what he's saying. You know what I mean? Oh, we got a comment. Holy shit. Red censorship. Yeah, it's a real thing, man. It's a real fucking thing, dude. They don't play no goddamn games. They don't play no god. But at the same time, you know, like we should be looking and seeing and saying, well, I think that people are realizing they've gotten too used to it. You see what I'm saying? I get you, Red, dude. Buddy, you already know, man. You already know. You've been here since pretty much the fucking beginning. You already know, brother. Like, been strikes here. You've had to battle tooth and nail to get those strikes lifted. You know, I don't think people need to get used to it. I think people are starting to realize that they got too used to it. That's what I think. That's just my opinion. And thank you for leaving yours down in the comments, man. Narcissists hate the truth. Yes, that's true. I agree. That's why they strike my channel, because I'm the fucking man. Raw steel and sex appeal, gravy train on biscuit wheels. Toot toot. Yeah, baby. It's good to see you here, buddy. I was waiting for you to fucking show up. But, I mean, obviously the guy's not lying when he says there's fake news out there, when he's collected 15 million. So let's see, 15, 16, what's that? 31 plus another 25. Sort of like almost $100 million that he's collected from, you know, fake news, because I guess it doesn't exist. Fake news doesn't exist. Misinformation. It does exist 100%, because if it didn't, then he wouldn't be collecting $100 fucking million towards the greatest library in American history. Oh my gosh. Oh man. Yeah, I'm glad that you're here. I'll be right back with you, dude. Hey, I hope you guys like these little clips that I'm coming up with, like this.
Just follow after me. Gonna do the two-step and cowboy boots. Grab a sweetheart and spin our wheel. Do the pull down and get it. Back to the left now and dip.
I love you guys so much. Thanks for being here with me. I really do appreciate you. Let's get on to this next video. I got a couple more, and then I got to get the fuck out of here. You know why? Because, you know, I got other things I got to do, unfortunately. I wish this was my full-time job, and with your love and support, by clicking the links in the description. Oh, getting one of these shirts. If you want to, you can click the link in the description. Scan the QR code somewhere around here. So I got to click. Oh, wait, hold on. I had a guy to push buttons. He wasn't very good at it, though. So if you want to scan that QR code, help us out. Thank you to My Patriot Supply for sponsoring tonight's episode here at the OTPH Show. Really do appreciate all your love and support. My Patriot Supply, keep yourself ready for disaster when disaster happens, because you never know when it's going to happen. And it's always good to have these. Think of it as an insurance policy to have storable foods that's good up to 25 years, Marline, organic, fucking all natural, okay? Except for the mind control drugs that they dust everything with. I'm just kidding. Anyways, scan the QR code. Help us out here. I really do appreciate all your love and support. All right, let's get to the videos here. Now, I love Andrew Wilson. He's about my age. I think he's fucking brilliant. His wife also, I think she's very intelligent as well. I love listening to the Whatever podcast. I get a lot of inspiration from them. A lot of the talking points, some of them, not a lot, but when it comes to like dating and stuff like that, and like relationships, societal stand-up, culture war stuff, I definitely listen to the Whatever podcast, and you should too. You should too. Whether you disagree or don't, what you should do is you should always look at all angles.
I've asked this question and Andrew's asked this question. Not one of you TikTok brain liberals ever has an answer for it. Where in the Epstein files does it say that?
Oh shit, what's up, buddy? You missed the snapbacks? What's up, dude? No way, dude. There's no snapbacks here. All fitted all the time, dude. I'm bougie as fuck when it comes to that shit. It's gotta be the new era. I have a flex fit. Every time I wear this flex fit hat, this one right here, buddy, I can't. Dude, my head hurts so bad after wearing it for like 2 hours on a show. I get like a headache from it and shit. It's because I got like this massive brain and I got this massive head. So I can't help it. You know, God gave it to me. I just signed for it. But dude, you're never late, buddy. You can always watch it. It'll always be posted up there for you. You can always watch it. So thanks for being here with me, Chad. I love you, buddy. One of the originals. It's good to have you guys in here. I fucking love it. Yeah. Now it's time to get Dave in here. Also, real quick, since I have you guys here, Copperhead Road podcast. I will be on the Copperhead Road podcast. And I'm going to, after I'm done doing this live stream, I'll leave a link down in the description so you guys can go check out their stuff. It's a lot like what we do here at the OTPH Show, except for not as awesome. They are just as awesome, but we're just a little bit better here because, you know, the Copperhead Road podcast. Yep. Two guys. It's Rex and Footer. And good guys, really good guys, true patriots. I love their stuff. I've listened to them on a regular now that I found them. And actually the video, I'll leave the video that I did to actually have them invite me onto their podcast. So I'll keep everybody informed and let everybody know what's going to be going on when that happens. And they'll be coming on the show too, as well. Really down to earth guys, America First guys too, as well. So they're not sycophants when it comes to Trump. They just love America and they want it to go back to the old way where everybody's fucking kicking ass and chewing bubblegum. You know, we're not being told that, you know, there's there isn't a sex pedophile ring that's running Disney cruise liners, which we will be talking about next week. Anyways, all right, let's get on to the next video.
Donald Trump did anything to anyone.
The fact that no one was on Epstein's island just to hang out.
You said, I don't like him, so that must be true, and I'm going to repeat it as if it's a fact, and you shouldn't do that. Okay, give me some evidence that Donald Trump did anything to any underage people. Go ahead.
Well, I don't have any evidence of that.
Exactly,
but I also,
so shut up. You're like, I just love it.
Was she on an island?
Yeah. Thank you. And this is the whole thing that, and this is where I'm at too. It's like, if you don't have any fucking evidence that's like irrefutable, then just shut the fuck up about it. Okay. It's just like, oh, Trump's paying Israel back. Is he? Trump's doing this for Israel. I just talked about it in the handy news. Is he 300 times being attacked? Is he? I mean, let's see some real evidence that can actually convince somebody, and it's not something that's emotionally driven. Then we can have a fucking conversation and really solve problems.
Island with underage kids.
Trump was never on the island.
So does everyone who ever played World of Warcraft, do they have some sort of connection to Jeffrey?
Brother, I have the reading comprehension of a first grader. Don't worry about your spelling. Loom forward. Yes, the day is looming forward that I'm going to be on the Copperhead Road podcast. I'm super excited for it. These guys, they're really cool. They're really cool. Yeah. Yep. Actually, WoW. He was in WoW. He was in Call of Duty. Yep. So chances are you played Call of Duty if you played Call of Duty and you played online, chances are you did play a match with Jeffrey Epstein. Chances are, very good chances you played a match with Jeffrey Epstein. So, and it's everywhere. Actually, Bitcoin is actually an idea for Jeffrey Epstein. And also Peter Thiel, the owner or co-owner or founder of Palantir, the same people that want to try to control our entire everything by putting AI in our cars and these flock cameras and these data centers, all that fun stuff. Yeah, he took $40 million from Epstein, or his not Thiel himself, but his company took $40 million. We'll be talking about that next week too, as well. I'm going to try to get more. Good news too, as well, before I get back into this. I'm sorry putting this on you guys, but you guys have been so supportive of my dad, and I really do appreciate it. He rang the bell. He's done with chemo. We got like 3 or 4 more radiation treatments, and then we're in the fucking clear. And it'll be all over and said and done with, and then we can sit here and honestly say that, or my dad can. I can't. I just supported him, but my dad can honestly say that he fucking stared death in the face and beat it. And I can't wait for it, dude. Can't wait for it. Thank you. Thank you very much, man. So I just want to let you guys know that. And also want to let you guys know that you're fucking awesome. Thanks for being here. Let's go.
Epstein because Blizzard technical support sent him an email.
There are thousands of people in the files who were completely unrelated to Epstein. This is what you stupid liberals need to shut your mouths about, because you're talking about stuff and damaging people's reputations.
Yeah,
this is why they had to redact so much information, because dummies like you are going to go, ooh, their name's in the files. Oh my gosh, that means they're a PDF.
Yep. And because they're emotionally fucking weak, that's what they'll do. They'll just go and run your fucking mouth. I can't tell you how many people call me a fucking pedophile protector. And I'll tell you what, I want to do nothing but wring their fucking neck. Because that is exactly what I am not. Yeah, can't express that enough. But because of the low IQ narrative, and because people are so emotionally weak and they can't think for themselves, they just repeat and repeat and repeat. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much, man. Yeah, it's been a fight. It's exhausting. That's, I wouldn't wish that on anybody, man. To have it or to have to deal with it. Not, you know what I mean by deal with it, but to have it be a part of your life, and it's just sitting on your hands all the time, and it's miserable, but it humbles you too at the same time. It makes you appreciate things more. You know, that's for sure. It makes me took a lot more pictures with him too. You know, so I'm glad that he's gonna be he's gonna be all right. I mean, guy's a goddamn fucking warrior and worked outside every day of his fucking life. You know what I mean? So driller blaster, was in the Navy, tried out for the Navy SEALs. Guys, he's a tough motherfucker. You know what I mean? Took vitamins like Hulk Hogan. Work out, take vitamins every day of your fucking life. And he did. He did. I can't ever remember a day where my dad wasn't fucking absolutely jacked until recently when he had chemo and shit like that. He lost all his hair and everything. And this is how I know my dad's going to be okay. Because when he started putting weight back on, he looked at the doctor and he said, Doc, you know, I'm gaining weight, which is great, but it's all fat. She's like, well, at least you're gaining weight. And he's like, yeah, but it's not muscle. That's how I know my dad's going to be okay. So, but back to this whole liberal thing. This is what they do. You know, this is people that don't understand the full ring or the full concept of things. And they just take TikTok pieces of information and then just regurgitate those things. That's why we have the narrative that we have. And that's why there's a fucking half the countries out there, or shouldn't say a third of the country is out there bleeding this stuff out to everybody that Trump is a pedophile protector, or, you know, that he's a pedophile or this or that, or, you know me, I'm not going to curve my tongue here at the OTPH show because we're raw steel. And then that's how you're going to get it every time.
No,
if they redact,
that is not how that works. It's thousands upon thousands of emails with thousands upon thousands of people's names in there. That does not mean that they were all PDFs on an island doing God knows what.
So like, I think your intention for protect the kids, I'm with you on that 100%.
I think everybody would be for that. Protect the fucking kids. Well, let's not jump the fucking gun here.
People were making these accusations about Trump, even though I am a supporter. If there's an accusation, I'm like, okay, where are the facts? I found pictures of a little girl with a blacked out square, and then I was like, ooh, metadata, okay, next. And then I'd keep looking, and then I was like, oh, you know, when he did have a moral slip up.
And it's just one of those things. They just beat a dead horse because they don't have anything else to beat on. Well, giggity. They want to dress up like furries and fuck each other. So, but again, it's just going off of emotion rather than what's actual fact and what's actually real. Okay. Do your own investigation. Don't go with the crowd. It's really easy to get lost in the crowd. It really is. There's a study that was done, I think it was like in the early 60s, where a guy was put in a room with actors. Everybody knew what was going on but him. And what came up on the screen, everybody else had to act like it was something different on the screen. So if a 1 came up on the screen, all the actors had to say it was a 2. The one person that was not involved with the experiment, what happened was eventually he started going with the crowd and being like, well, I mean, I see a 1 up on that fucking screen, but Larry, Jimbo, and Johnny, and Vinny, and Ricky, and Bobby, they are all telling me that there's a fucking 2 up there, and I see a 1. But I guess I'm gonna go with a fucking 2. Can I get a shot and a beer? Is that possible with this experiment? Because that's what's gonna need for this fucking bitch to get through it. Okay. But that's a real experiment. It really did happen. And that's where we get the whole thing where people just go with the crowd. They will, just to fit in. Because who wants to stick out like a sore thumb? You know what I mean? Who wants to be the nail that sticks out? You get pounded in, especially by a bunch of fucking commies. And who wants to be pounded on by commies? They're touching all the holes. Okay. They're non-binary around here. They got the fucking pink drink energy. Or is it? I think it's pink. I don't fucking know. Oh, them energy. So they don't care. So it'll be like Sodom Gomorrah when Lot's trying to negotiate with all of them out in Genesis. If you haven't read your fucking Bible, you need to read your goddamn Bible. I just took the Lord's name in vain and I was talking about the Bible. You need to read the fucking Bible, okay? And in Genesis, it talks about it where Lot is actually negotiating with these perverts, these that have the they-them energy, because they don't care if it's a they or a them. They're going to stick whatever they want inside of them. So it's actually a really good story. One of my favorite parts in the Bible. Anyways, I got some more videos here. Let's get on to the next one. Oh, this next one. So 6G, right? We're getting up to 6G now. Did you know that there was a 6G? I didn't. But really what it is, it's like, this is like the next level of, okay, let me break it down for you. 6G isn't just about fast speeds. It's also about network, and that actually senses the physical world. That's terrifying. And that's where Wi-Fi sensors come in. Using radio waves and reflection, Wi-Fi sensors can detect motion, presense, breathing patterns, and even map the indoor spaces without using cameras at all. And a 6G high-speed frequency spectrum makes that sensing far more present or persistent. So meaning that it, like when you send a message to somebody else, that message is going to be able to, the person on the other end, like say you send a text message and you're like complaining about it, that person's going to be able to see that you were upset when you were texting them. See what I'm saying? Like if we've talked about it before. I'm not going to disagree with that statement at all. But what they're going to do is this is like, so like say you're being disruptive in this new, data center 15-minute city based society that these technocrats want us to live in. They'll be able to see inside of everything. You won't be able to hide anything because they'll pick up off the frequency. So it's like, they'll know that you have a gun. They won't have to use X-ray because there's already X-ray in your house with the 6G stuff. That's essentially what it's saying. But it's supposed to be for faster speeds. That's what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be for, a better digital experience to submerge you into the matrix. So then they can pretty much keep you locked there. It's like the archons, right? If anybody, I don't know if you guys believe in Gnosticism or anything like that, but if you read about the archons and the Gnosticists, they talk about, how everything is a matrix on top of a matrix on top of a matrix. So it's actually pretty intense. Oh yeah. There's a new idea with tech surveillance. It's already here. They're just waiting to get these data centers up. So then all they can do, they'll just use everything against you. Just like in 2027, next year, all cars that are sold on the road, like all brand new cars that are sold on the road, have to have the monitoring systems in there. So if the car feels that you deems that you are unsafe to drive, which is all obviously backed by safety, right? So, think about somebody going into diabetic coma, which, okay, cool, I get that. But what about the guy that's yelling at his kids in the back seat to calm the fuck down? You know what I mean? And then all of a sudden the camera's like, oh, you're out of control. You're not fit to drive on the road. And then pulls your car off to the side of the road. And if you're yelling at your kids, well, they alert authorities and say, hey, well, there might be a domestic dispute here. And then also makes more hell for your life. You see? It's all automated and efficient too, using AI. These data centers and your car. See what I'm saying? So this is a huge overreach. Probably won't go very far. It probably won't last very long, to be honest with you. I'm not very confident in it. Yep. Oh yeah, dude. You seen the new guns? They're some fucking sick. They're sick. I can't help it. I love guns, but they're sick, bro. They got fucking little LED screens in the back here. I'm gonna pull. This is a training gun. Okay, this is a training gun. It's not real YouTube, so don't get fucking all upset and bent out of shape when I just show everybody. But in the back, right here, where your hammer is, or would be firing pin, I'm sorry, there's an LED screen and it tells you the temperature of your gun. It can tell you how much ammo is in your fucking mag well. But I already said temperature of the gun. It does another thing too. Oh, I can check your vitals through your hand, through pulse. Which I'm like, that's fucking cool. But again, what happens when that can be hacked and then all of a sudden there's an automatic safety put onto your gun to where you can't fucking pull the trigger because you've been deemed unsafe? Yeah, that's what they're going to try to do. I mean, it's kind of hard to get behind the whole they're going to take the gun thing because they just literally passed reciprocity, and also they just passed the what are those force reset triggers. I don't know if you've heard about them, but those fucking things are great. No, I don't. I mean, watched a lot of fucking people give a lot of shit away during COVID. That's for sure. Everybody used to get so mad at me. Like, why won't you do this? Why are you getting so mad? I'm like, because this is fucking stupid. That's why. Because it's a lot of extra unnecessary bullshit for nothing. Well, you don't want people to die. I'm like, nobody's fucking dying. Like, people did die. I'm like, okay. Yeah, well, people die every fucking day. You know, I mean, what do you want? It's the circle of life, you know? We need full human control. Yes, they have, dude. I will agree with that 100%, Red. Humans have lost the plot. You're right, and that's why everything is happening the way that it's happening. That's just my opinion on it. You know what I mean?
To 6G now. I just 5G. I was a leader on 5G getting that done, and now they're up to 6. Let's do it again. What does that do? Give you a little bit deeper view into somebody's skin?
You can argue about the conspiracy framing in that video all you want, but the underlying receipts, well, those are real. And it fits the exact same pattern I've been trying to show y'all. So let's go ahead and take a look at the fact that they take 30% of your paycheck. And then they're going to go ahead and tell you that they can't afford to fix this country. Huh. I find that really hard to fucking believe, considering you found $50 million for DH surveillance on mobile tech. Or my favorite part is you found $42 billion for an infrastructure that puts, I don't know, kill switches in our cars. And then you're going to go ahead and turn around and tell veterans that the Major Richard Starr Act is, and I quote, too expensive at $1 billion a year. But then you have the audacity to turn around and request $54.6 billion for what? Ladies, you guessed it. Fucking autonomous military robots. They'll cut the VA healthcare budget by 17%. You know, we lost 48,000 staff members in the VA last year. But then they managed to send $21.7 billion to military aid to everybody's favorite asshole, Israel.
Yep.
And while 1.2 million of our veterans don't even have a primary care provider, Congress, these fucking clowns, still trying to push HR 8445 to...
Yeah, which means they look at you and say, our military is so important, we have to support them. Meanwhile, there's like 22 homeless veterans that take their life every day. So, I mean, are they so important to us?
Give, you're right, U.S. military job protection to Americans serving in the IDF. Gas, that's fucking great. $4.45 a gallon nationwide. Groceries, well, oh, wait, didn't you say Trump, oh, yeah, they're up. And then you are using tax dollars to build a control grid while banning the people who actually built and fought the fucking wars for this country. Stop and look at the smoke. Look at the receipts. They don't give a shit about us. It's time to wake the fuck up. Use your fucking voice.
I will disagree on that part. I don't think that Trump does not give a fuck. I think that he's playing the game of politics, which is a very fickle game. I'm not a politician. You know, I've just read books about it. You don't want me to be a politician. You don't want people like me up on the fucking stand telling people. I'd be like, you're fucking dumb. Stop it. This is what we're doing. It wouldn't be a conversation. Like, listen, you asked me to be the fucking leader. This is what we're going to do. And if it doesn't work, then I'll start asking questions. Okay. But this is what I think is going to fucking work. All right. When disaster hits, you don't want excuses. You want action and peace of mind. And emergency storable food from My Patriot Supply does just that, delivering over 2,000 calories a day in 8 hearty varieties, good for over 25 years. That's 25 years of protection for when the stinky stuff hits the fan. So scan the QR code up in the corner or click the link down in the description and protect you and your family for when emergency strikes. All orders before 3 p.m. ships same day, and anything over $150 ships for free. Remember, calories equal energy, and energy equals survival. Be ready for anything before anything happens with My Patriot Supply. Now back to the show. You guys are so fucking awesome. Thank you for being here, and thank you to My Patriot Supply. Make sure you're ready for anything before anything happens with My Patriot Supply. Let's see. Oh, dark empath, yeah, dude. Oh man, just be all goth and emo music, Slipknot for the rest of our days, right? Yeah, and that's the thing. Human, like as a whole, people are like so easy to read, especially now. And that's how they do their marketing and stuff like that on social media. And that's why people just buy random shit, and they'll just buy whatever influencers pops up in front of them and says, buy this now, without really actually giving them any reason to why they buy it. And they'll lie right to their face. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. It's almost diabolical. It's almost diabolical. Speaking of diabolical,
be careful what you do. Don't go around breaking young girls' hearts. Hey. And mother always told me, be careful who you love. Be careful what you do. Once the lie becomes the truth. Ding, ding.
Oh my gosh. I don't know if you guys could tell, but we're coming into the end of the show. We're getting into all the funny stuff. This is fucking great.
He took me back to Atlanta.
Oh, you made me. Oh, that's Vinnie McMax, dude. He full on clotheslined him. Now he's hammer fisting him in the face. Look at this. Full on. Trump's like, my dick touches the ground, buddy. Just proved it. We're both on the ground.
You made me a believer. Oh, misery. Everybody wants to be my enemy. Spare the sympathy. Everybody wants to be my enemy. Come on, Barbie, let's go party. I'm a Barbie girl in the Barbie world. Life and plastic, it's fantastic.
This is great.
Players gonna play. And the heaters gonna heat, baby. I'm just gonna shake. I shake it off.
Trump, we love you, buddy. Despite all the other shit, I think there's so much more going on here. And, we were born, America has always been a nation of anti-heroes built by people who didn't wait for permission to ask for really anything. We just said to the fog breathers, fuck you. We're going to take this from you because we don't want to deal with your shit anymore. We've always been anti-heroes, frontiersmen. Politicians aren't fighting these wars. They're frontiersmen, smugglers, fucking rebels, outlaws that push this country to where it is now. Okay? No wonder we have so much fucking corruption going on. But it's true, though. Okay, anti-heroes. I'm talking like we had good heart. We wanted to get away from that lifestyle that we once lived. Now we're living this lifestyle. A way of peace and happiness for our fucking children and our families. And we should be thinking about our families, which if you haven't watched the last video that I did, the last short that I did, it was about communism and the direct attack that they did to our families. And you'll see that it has been a direct result to what has happened to us right now and why our American culture is crumbling so quickly because they did a good job of infiltrating, but we ain't dead yet. We ain't dead yet. All right. So that being said, fucking A, we are rule breakers through and through. Some would say we're pirates at heart.
Be pirates. Like, this is officially the coolest administration ever. They want to
Fucking A,
bring back
doggy.
letters of marque and let us be pirates. Do you know?
Now, let me ask you this question. If that was the case, would you gather your boys up? Okay, because I'm pretty sure you can do this. Would you gather your boys up, move to South Florida, and fucking pretty much patrol the high seas for narco terrorists? What's up?
How many people, like, I live in Florida. Do you know how many people, neighbors, friends, just people I've met in passing, who would immediately sign up for this? Like fucking boat sales would go through the roof because people they'd be like, I'm gonna go buy a boat just to be a fucking pirate.
Just
Like,
to be a pirate.
and
People
I
love
live in Tampa
pirates.
Bay. We have a fucking pirate festival. Could you imagine?
People love pirates, just like people love Michael Jackson. You know what I mean? Like this. See how the two correlate? People love them. You don't hear people say, "Oh, pirates are bad." You see here, pirates are fucking awesome. Especially when you're a pirate defending our beautiful nation. That makes you the fucking coolest pirate of all.
Gasparilla, when we're actually pirates. Like, we're not just celebrating, we're not just having a party about the old pirate. No, we are currently pirating. Oh my, please for the...
Can we keep the guns? I don't see why not.
I tell Congress I want them to pass a lot. Right? There's a lot of bills where I'm like, you've got to get this through. But
we got it.
Please,
fucking magical.
For the love of God, pass this bill.
I agree 100%. If you agree, leave a like on this fucking video. I agree with that 100%. But again, when we first were founded, they did the same thing. They gave letters of marque to people to go out and fight the Muslim pirates trying to invade our country. You know what I mean? Like, I think that we are so indifferent to, or we're so desensitized to a lot of things that we're indifferent to it, like actually having to struggle and defend our country because we have law enforcement and we have a military to do that. So we don't have to think about that. But before our founding fathers, the people were the law enforcement. You see? Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just the rebel spirit that fucking flows through my veins. Or it could just be because I'm been smoking and I had a beer on this show and I'm just talking out my ass. I'm gonna go with the latter, that I've have a fucking rebel spirit just like everybody else that's looking around and being like, we're taking it back right now. We are fucking taking it back, and hopefully we go back to the old way where you can make offensive jokes and people don't get all butthurt over nothing. Because seriously, those days are long gone. Fucking Kevin Hart's roast. They got all pissed off because of a George Floyd comment. It's a roast. I don't understand why comedy has to be explained. Comedy should not have to be fucking explained to people. But for some reason, especially nowadays, because of our low IQ, emotionally fucking driven decision making, we just, blurt out like, that's offensive. It wasn't offensive on Memorial Day where everybody's like, George Floyd took it for us. Yes. Guy that's been in fucking jail 9 times or been in and out of the system 9 times and, held a lady up by knife point, a pregnant lady up by knife point. That's just, he was looking out for the American people. Yeah. Guy who took fucking fentanyl and decided to resist against officers. Yep. That guy. The guy that was yelling, I can't breathe in the car before Chauvin even put his knee on his shoulder blade. That's the guy. Yeah, he is the true spirit of America. Being a fucking scumbag, if that's the spirit of America, then, well, considering, the corruption and the swamp and, being sold out and having to give a bunch of money over to a certain people that live out in the middle of the fucking desert that seem to drag us into all their conflicts and struggles. Seemingly, they wouldn't be able to exist without us. But if you ask Ben Shapiro in the Daily Wire, which is falling apart right now, and I can't wait to fucking watch that happen in real time. It's like watching the Berlin Wall fall. It's fucking amazing. Anyways, you know, he'll tell you different. They'll tell you till they're blue in the face. They are right now. They are so happy, even though all their Laura Loomer, Ben Shapiro, fucking Mark Levin, all the rest of the other fucking Israelite cucks, they are falling. Their businesses are falling apart. Nobody watches them. They have to pay for views, and their shit is just falling apart, hemorrhaging. They don't care. They love the fact that we are wasting our money over there fighting some fucking pointless bullshit. It fucking sucks. Absolutely 100% sucks. This is awesome, though, right here.
What the fuck are we doing here?
Whoa.
Seriously.
Seriously. Where's your voice? You're supposed to be more like, seriously. What are we doing here? Trump is using ICE to invade the cities and children are dying. God damn it. Man.
You have had months.
Look at this creature. How do they let these people out of the asylums? We need to make asylums great again. Okay. This fucking guy, and public shaming. We should be shaming the fuck out of him. Like, who dresses up like Batman? Especially when you look like you fucking robbed a baby gap to get into that fucking thing, dude. You look like you robbed an 11-year-old to get this fucking shit, dude. Okay. You must have been buying your workout equipment on the TikTok shop. Look at those little baby nipples you got going on there. This is fucking absolutely insane. He thought that it was okay to dress up like fucking Batman and come out here and bitch about Trump. This is crazy. What the fuck are we doing? He doesn't even have the Batman voice. I'll tell you what, he's got the fucking Ben Affleck jawline now, that's for sure.
Prepare for this upcoming event. I don't give a damn if this is outside of decorum. People are dying on our streets every single day in this country because we allow this.
Where do they find these fucking creatures? Amazon? Send it back. It's defective. Send it back. It's fucking defective. Just people are dying in the streets because they're interfering with law enforcement. And then there's things like called escalation of force that you have to use, you know, so it's not like they're just walking up to people and randomly executing them. You know what I mean? You know, there's certain levels of force that you have to use before you can actually shoot somebody. And it's always frowned upon. Nobody wants to do that shit. You know what I mean? Like, it's a lot to carry on to the soul when you have to take another person's life, which I don't agree with, but at the same time, it's a part of the job. So, but those people that are dying are the ones that are willingly risking their life, you know, to resist or, you know, antagonize or whatever they want to label it as. I don't care. They're idiots. Okay. Nobody's trying to kill anybody. When I was a corrections officer, there was a couple of people that died, you know, and it just happens. Not everything's fucking perfect, you know. And of course, the news isn't going to report properly. That's why you should watch the OTPH show, so you'll get somewhat of a common sense fucking idea of what's going on. Because in all actuality, you know, nobody wants these people to die. You know what happens when you allow somebody to die on your unit or under your watch? Very, very bad things. Like, you go to jail. You'll go to prison for that person, because it's like, I guess they consider it second-degree murder because you willingly did nothing about it. That's why, like, we have to save addicts and shit like that, even though we all know what we should do with those people and let natural selection happen. But, you know, I'm not trying to be a pessimist because I want these people to clean up their lives, but look at what happens when you allow, you know, addicts to mate. We get a fucking creature like this with a Ben Affleck jawline and the bitch tits of Hulk Hogan dressed like Batman coming out here talking about how Trump's letting people die. It's just not happening. What is happening is that there is a fucking grown human being dressed like Batman at a fucking town hall trying to lecture people, and he sounds like fucking a chipmunk.
Federal government to walk all over you. Look me in the eye.
You can't see your fucking eyes, buddy. You're wearing too much dark eyeliner. God damn it.
Home to your children and tell them that you did everything you could to protect their classmates.
I just couldn't. I just, you know, I would be a council member and I would just sit there and I'd be like, I would go home and I'd talk to my wife and I would say, I don't know why I do this. And then I would make sure that I had this recording and then I would look at it and I'm like, oh yeah, this is why I do this right here. This is exactly why I show up every day to make rules and laws and regulations for our town, because this guy right here, fucking Timu Batman, shows up to keep me in line. God damn it, ain't it beautiful?
Protect their grandparents, to protect them. I don't think you can, with the exception of Park. Thank you.
Thank you, Clark.
I am disgusted by each and every one of you, with the exception of Councilmember Park, that you have not done something more.
You fucking pigs, except for Park. Park, I love you, buddy. You're cool, but the rest of you fucking pigs.
You need to affirm that no city resources
it's crinkling papers now. Holy shit.
Will go to ICE. That no cooperation will be given.
So technically, states don't have to cooperate. They don't. It's true. I know everybody's like, oh man, that's just such a downer. And it's true though. They don't have to cooperate. They don't have to provide resources or any of that stuff. Should they? Yes, because, you know, then it would show that they have respect for the process, you know, our way of life where, you know, one half of a majority or an overwhelming majority showed up and voted for a particular individual to carry out and execute a mass operation, one of the greatest of all time. Okay. Oh, day one. Sorry. Anyways.
Given to them. You need to affirm to the country, to the world, that you are not cowards.
Buddy, you're trying not to fucking cry. Like you obviously, you can tell that he does not get in a lot of conflict. He is starting, his chest is starting to get all huffy and puffy. Buddy, you should probably tug one out before you came to this meeting. It would have kept you level-headed.
Because as of right now, I stand in front of a council of cowards. I don't want you to sit back and watch. I want you to
except for Parker,
something.
except for Councilman
Each and every
Park.
one of these people who have came up has been very polite, very earnest, very kind, pleading you, begging you to do something. I'm not begging you. I'm demanding that you act.
Ooh, listen to that authority in his voice. The thunder. Did you hear? I'm not pleading with you. I'm demanding from you. You don't even have the Batman accent, bro. Not even intimidating at all. You look like you rob little kids or get them to come into your van, you fucking weirdo.
With some semblance of fine. Do something.
Thank you.
Thank you, Batman. We appreciate you so much. And all of your thorough intellect is just came radiating out. It's just, I don't even understand. But states do not have to comply with enforcing federal immigration laws, which I don't understand why that is, but they don't have to. And yeah, because the Constitution is anti-condemnment doctrine. Commandeering doctrine makes it clear that Washington cannot force state governments to run federal programs or use their police, jails, or budget for federal immigration enforcement. The Supreme Court repeatedly upheld this principle, ruling it that while federal agents are free to enforce immigration law in any state, States themselves cannot be compelled to help, which is why sanctuary states and cities, they're a thing. That's why they're a fucking thing, because, you know, we have stupid fucking laws like this. Okay. It's one thing if it's not going to benefit people, like the people as a whole, like the 11 million people that came into our country and they need to get the fuck out of our, probably even more than that, but they need to get the fuck out. You as a law enforcement agent, you should want to help federal agents regain law and order and control of our country, because that's what you took the oath to the Constitution for, is to protect and serve. And to deny that protection and to deny that service makes you a fucking hypocrite and a coward. And you don't deserve to be wearing that badge or consider yourself law enforcement, in my opinion. That's just, you know, my opinion as Fat Man strolls off the stage.
Monsieur Ortiz.
It's just crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. All right, guys, before I get into this last video, I just want to say thank you so very much for liking, watching, loving everything we do here at the OTPH Show. You know, raw steel and sex appeal. Gravy train on biscuit wheels. So get on board, because we're a movement that's going to the top with your love and support. And thank you so very much for all of your love and support. Best way to support the show, scan the QR code up at the corner. Thank you to My Patriot Supply for sponsoring tonight's show. It's fucking awesome. Seriously, be ready for anything before anything happens. My Patriot Supply, scan the QR code, help us out here in the show. Best way to support the show for free is to like, share, subscribe, and tell everybody about the greatest fucking show on the internet. And also, ring my bell, please, because you know how I like to get my ring-a-ling-a-ding-a-ding-a-ling-a-ling, ding-a-ling-ding, jingle, and ringled. So ring my bell so you know whenever I post something. I always want your feedback. I always want to know what you guys are doing. I always want to know what you guys are thinking. So please, ring my bell. Now let's finish this fucking... I don't even have the video ready. See? You see this? I do this to my fucking self all the time. Set myself up for failure. This is some bullshit. Don't even have the final video ready. All right, guys. Here's the final video. I love you guys so very much. Thank you for being here with me. I got to get out of here. I know you're just as sad as I am. I'm sad too. It's been great. Now it's time to go. You know, I just finished, so it's time to go smoke a cigarette. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. All right, back. Come on, let's go. You guys are fucking gross. Let's watch this video.
When you say Cuba is next.
Cuba. I do believe I'll be the honor of having the honor of taking Cuba. That's a big honor.
Taking Cuba.
Taking Cuba in some form, yeah. Taking Cuba. I mean, whether I free it,
this is awesome.
Take it. I think I could do anything I want with it. You want to know the truth? They're a very nation right.
Oh man, I just snorted. I gotta play this again, guys. Thank you. I gotta get out of here. I gotta get out of here. Love your neighbor, love your family. Most importantly, love you. You can't love the other two without you. I love you. God bless you. And I'll see you on the next one. Bye, guys. I love you. I gotta go.
Peter?
When you say Cuba is next.
Cuba. I do believe I'll be the honor of having the honor of taking Cuba. That'd be good. That's a big honor.
Taking Cuba.
Taking Cuba in some form, yeah. Taking Cuba. I mean, whether I free it, take it, I think I could do anything I want with it. You want to know the truth? They're a very weakened nation right now.
When disaster hits, you don't want excuses. You want action and peace of mind. An emergency storable food from My Patriot Supply does just that, delivering over 2,000 calories a day in 8 hearty varieties, good for over 25 years. That's 25 years of protection for when the stinky stuff hits the fan. So scan the QR code up in the corner or click the link down in the description and protect you and your family for when emergency strikes. All orders before 3 p.m. ships same day, and anything over $150 ships for free. Remember, calories equal energy, and energy equals survival. Be ready for anything before anything happens with My Patriot Supply. Now back to the show.